Hi everybody, welcome back to Tnooz Live at GBTA, presented by BCD Travel. I'm Martin Cowing, Editorial Director for Tnooz. I'm here with Daniel Ramamoorthy. Ramamoorthy, is that correct?
It's close, which is why I go by Dan Ram. It's much easier.
Dan Ram, okay, Dan Ram, who's here with a business called Sanctify.
Correct, yeah.
So maybe just explain to our viewership what Sanctify is and why you're here at GBTA.
Sure, I flew 33 hours to be here. 3 flights. Committed. But all those layovers are awful. That early check-in, that late departure, awful. Just now I dropped my friend off at the airport. She had a 2-hour delay. Everyone suffers from this all the time. 500 million passengers traveling every year, and they don't have perfect trips. That's what we're here for. We're trying to make that travel experience better. So instead of just sitting in a lounge to drink, eat, and just sit, and then get on a plane to just drink, eat, and sit, we are providing access to gyms, pools, spas, all in the airport and a 5-mile radius. So click of a button on the phone, and instead of sitting and being bored or complaining, do something good for yourself.
Okay, so the idea is that, so I've got a 4-hour layover. There's a hotel on site with a spa and a gym, and I go to Sanctify and book it, okay.
Exactly, so you don't need a reward system with an airlines for a specific lounge or anything of that sort. Use ours, we're neutral, we work with everyone at 90 airports around the world, and hopefully we're aiming for 150 by the end of the year. Okay. And so it's just the one portal for all your travel wellness.
So do you then sort of source the inventory direct from the hotel reservation systems? And if so, I mean, how do you then, how is that connection made between Sanctify on my phone and the operations in the hotel?
So there's a couple different ways that we do it. One, our founder, Carl, absolutely loves the travel business, and our leadership, they've got over 150 years of travel experience between them. So we've got a lot of good direct connections with hotels and with other partners that are in the airport that are able to deliver on these services. We're also very fortunate to work with fantastic travel bloggers and vloggers whose passion is to travel and see what is the best. And so we aggregate everything, not just what the hotels have, but we also aggregate like, where's the yoga room at an airport, or what's the best meal to have? And there's all kind of surprises, like San Francisco airport, not many people know there's a beautiful museum dedicated to how the outfits of pilots and air hostesses and all of those have evolved over the last 35 years. At Heathrow Airport, there's golf that can be played. Like, there's all these interesting things that our vloggers and bloggers travel and explore, and they put it together. So really what we want to do is find all the travel wellness in and around an airport, some of those delivered by hotels, some from others, and then our commitment is to the flyer. And so 40% of our options not even monetized by us. We're just the portal for everything to do with travel wellness, and in some of it, we work with the hotel, we make some money, they make some money, and it's fantastic. But really, our commitment is to the frequent flyer.
Okay, so I mean, you're here at GBTA, so clearly you've got a sort of connection with the corporate travel community. I mean, how do you work with travel management community, the travel management companies, or the hotels?
Ours is a B2B model, so even though we cater to everyone who's got an Airbnb but wants to enhance it with a gym access, or someone who's bored in an airport and just wants a little bit of a spa treatment, so we're pretty wide, we're not just for the gym crowd. But our model is actually enterprise model. So currently, for example, our clients, Google and Founders Card, it's to their staff for frequent flying. So that's one side of our market. Our second side of the market is to people like Vodafone and O2 that want to reward their high-paying or premium customers, which also excites the hotels because we're bringing them really good premium customers, business travelers to their hotel. That brings us then to the hotels. They're able to earn some non-room revenue. So that's the secret sauce for us, is we give access to the gyms and pools and they don't have to book a room. So it's nice for these hotels that have these beautiful assets to actually have it used by the kind of clients they want to attract, and that's what we're bringing. And then we've got the travel agents that you mentioned that are obligated to provide great experiences for all of their clients, and travel wellness is growing tremendously, which is why I think we were selected to be here. That part of the travel industry, the travel wellness section, is growing. And so travel agents are actively looking at what are those options. And currently most people think it's a lounge. And what we're trying to say is, sure, lounge is good, but you can actually do things that are good for your mind and body. And I'm not convinced, as someone who frequents lounges, that I think it's a great place to work, but it's not necessarily rejuvenating or refueling. And that's the stuff that we bring. So those are our target markets. Those are the kind of enterprises that we are here at GBTA to connect with, those four categories.
That's really quite an interesting business model. So on the one hand, you have got this sort of commercial relationship with hotels. You bring them additional revenue from non-rooms, which is great, and there's a money flow as a part of that. But then it also looks like you've got a whole almost like a sort of content travel advisory thing that you're not necessarily making money, but you're giving as a service to people. So I mean, is there a sort of consumer-facing side to Sanctify as well?
I mean, we're active on social media just like any company needs to be these days. And so we do have people who just love the photos of the testimonials come in, right? So people go, we had a guy last week who, from Northern Ireland, not too far from the two of us, and who had to travel to MIT to lecture. And on the way back, kind of like me pulling in my suitcase in this morning, which is parked outside, he had an early checkout, and then he had a late flight. So what do you do in the middle? And so he got onto the Sanctify app and he went to a lovely hotel and went in and used, with our passes, he had access to a free swim. And then he also saw there was really nice spa treatment, so he got himself a little bit of spa treatment. The hotel came back to us going, this is amazing, never knew about this guy. And he's signed up with our loyalty scheme. The guy was like, this is amazing. I had 8 hours to kill. It was raining in Boston, and this was absolutely what I needed after lecturing at the university. So we get, and then we posted that, and off of that, there are people that relate with him that said, hey, can we sign up too? So we do that, but our real focus is to the businesses, because our back-end dashboard can onboard 5,000 employees, 7,000 customers like that. And so that's where we see the real magic, and that's where we see the real value add. But that said, bloggers, vloggers, anyone who's frequent flyers like myself, which is how I got involved with Sanctify, was just Googling on board, what do I do at an airport? Sanctify comes up, and I personally wrote into Carl, and Carl's like, of course, let me connect you. So we do that, but the B2B model is where the real magic is for us.
Okay, and so the connection with the hotel, I mean, there's a lot of things about Sanctify that seem to be connecting with other things. So with the hotels, there's almost like a cross-sell, upsell opportunity for somebody that wouldn't necessarily book a room, might see the spa and think, okay, next time I'm here, I'll book the room. So that's one way of sort of getting the revenue through. I mean, where else is the revenue? Is it just this sort of connection with the hotels, or where else do you generate your revenue from?
Well, it's mostly with the corporate partners, with the travel agents, and with large companies that have an obligation as part of their duty of care to their employees to make sure that they're able to perform at their best. And the only way to do that is make sure that travel experience is quality. And so all of these guys, when they connect with us, we've got 4 subscription models. And so they look through it and go, okay, our tier 1 are flying every second week. So they need at least 2 to 4 passes a month. Our tier 2 are flying once a month, so they need 1 pass a month. Our tier 3 flyers are going once every couple months. So, and then accordingly, we lock them into a subscription model. They bulk buy those, and that's where we get our revenue in. And then they disseminate among their staff, their clients, whoever they want to reward. And that's, so our revenue stream's actually before the person uses it.
That's interesting. I mean, one of the things I was going to ask and just sort of mention was there's been so much talk around wellness. Yeah. You know, people I've been interviewing just look around the halls, look around the education, so things like wellness's time has come. Does that mean that Sanctify's time has come?
I sure hope so. I hope you're a prophet, and that right here, Prophet Martin, you are predicting. No, we've seen good growth. You know, it's a startup. It's based in Ireland with a global mission. And that's tough because the travel industry, as you can see, is massive. I mean, these guys talking the billions, and we're a startup that's working.
You said you're at 90 airports. I mean, there's more than that airports in China alone. So, I wonder how many airports are there globally?
I should know this, but I don't.
No, so should I. Neither should I.
But yeah, I mean, I think for our team, for our resources, and for the fact that we're a startup, very proud of our. Mostly how people are responding to it. You know, like if you have 20,000 people on board that are not using it, that's pointless to us. What we're enjoying is hearing the feedback from them and then crafting, and this is where we have our growth is, we getting people saying, this is fantastic to have an aggregated list. How do we get a customized, personalized one? And then we're going, great, AI. AI's time is also here. So how do we integrate artificial intelligence with us? We've got people doing more and more Airbnb, even on corporate money. And so they're saying, oh, we want all the perks of the hotel, but we want to stay in the Airbnb to get the local flavor. And we're going, okay, so how do we give you access to the oh, our model already allows that, so let's just expand from our airport hotel offerings to the city center. And that's not difficult because we work with the Hiltons, we work with the Marriotts, so all we do is expand into that chain. And so we're listening to our customers, and that's really what's exciting. And that's what we're proud of as a startup, that our customers that are using it are loving it. The 90 airports is great, but like I said, we're on a mission for 150.
Yep.
And we have hundreds of location partners right now, not just the hotels, but others that are delivering on the massages and the spas and the relaxation, the sleeper pods and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of work, it's a lot of personal connections, which is why an opportunity like this is fantastic, because I'm hoping there's someone there on the other side that is watching and going, oh yeah, I've got clients who could use this, or I've got access to a facility that needs premium customers.
I mean, one of the things that we talk about a lot on Tnooz, because the industry talks a lot about it, is the end-to-end journey. And if there's a massive gap in the middle of that journey, which is 4 hours stuck at Heathrow with nothing to do, Sanctify can
and
fill
most
that gap.
people have neglected it because it seems impossible. And that's exactly where we're in. And so if you go to our blogs, you have the 1 hour option, the 4 hour option, the 9 hour option, where you say, depending on how long you're there, we've given a list of really cool things to do. And it's not even 4 hours. I spent 3 days in Heathrow. Do you remember the snow that happened about 8 or 9 years ago? Yeah, that was me in there for 3 days.
Wow.
Sanctify would have been great then.
But it wasn't around. Okay, well listen, Dan Ram, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a great, interesting little business. It seems to be connecting lots of dots, so excellent. Okay, right, Martin Cowan, Editorial Director for Tnooz, just signing off. I'll be back shortly.